I was in 5th grade getting ready for Immigration Day. This day was planned every year for the 5th graders and something that every student looked forward to. On this day, every 5th grader was to transform into an immigrant who was coming to America in the 1920s and travel through Ellis Island, also known as a gymnasium, while being hustled along by screaming, impatient immigrant inspectors. In order to realistically portray an immigrant, students were expected to research their heritage. It was then that I dove into my family history and our Dutch roots. This is when my mom read Number the Stars with me and taught me lessons I never forget about equality, friendship, and my family history. My mom used this book to teach me about World War II in a way with which I could relate. The book softly touched upon such heavy moral concepts that surrounded the history of the Nazi regime, and my mom thought this was the best way to ease me into learning about the horrors that surrounded that time period. She used this as a stepping stone to teach me about my own great-uncle who was killed in a concentration camp. I remember laying in my mom's arms on our couch as she read this book. I can also remember feelings of confusion because I genuinely didn't understand why these two girls, who seemed just like me and my best friend, had to go through the endeavors that they did. It was for this reason, the relatability to the characters, that this book had such a drastic effect on me. Beyond the book, I learned about my family roots all throughout Europe and that my grandparents were immigrants themselves. That year, my dad took me on a trip all across Europe so I could be even more connected to my family's history. Even though my immediate family now lives in the US, my entire dad's side is still in Holland. Learning about where we came from deepened my appreciation for my family's heritage, like the family crest I wear in my ring every day. My mom made this book an experience, not just a chore. She showed me everything I can gain from reading, and it is this book that shaped me to be the reader that I am today, to look past just the text and read between the lines. I think my appreciation for this book can be summed up in this quote by Lois Lowry. I love thinking of the children reading the story today, coming to it for the first time and realizing that once, for a brief time, and in a small place, a group of prejudice-free people honored the humanity of others.